I'm Sehui, and I'm showing off one of my foam core inserts that I've planned, designed and made for Civilization, the board game. The foam core insert that I've designed is specifically designed to fit both expansions, the Fame and Fortune expansion and the Wisdom and Warfare expansion into the single base box. And as you can see, it's like just based on the amount of content that Fantasy Flight has made, is that there is a lot of content in there, and well, it is that you will notice that it's like the box doesn't flush to the bottom, just partially just because it's that there's so many stuff in there, and the foam core actually takes up quite a significant amount of space. You could get away with putting things in baggies, but personally, it's like the reason why I designed this insert is to really cut down the setup time. All my games has always, it's like in the past, has been taking about 10 to 15 minutes of setup time, and it's like this insert was designed specifically to address that problem and just get the game set up as soon as possible, so that it's like you can just sit down and just focusing building up your civilization. Let's have a look and see what's inside the box itself. So if you just take out, it's like that's the box top. I have printed a lot of like FAQs, reference sheets, even like unofficial like FAQs as well. It's like it does help, and you have to do all the rule lawyering. The box sits right on top of it. Does it flush? There is the rulebooks, and over here is like you'll notice that it's like I took much more of a pragmatic approach, where if I were to design more foam core storage for every single component, it's just going to add to the height to it, which I might as well just create a separate foam core storage using one of the expansion boxes. So it's like I have a little bit of a mix. It's like those that needs organizing will go into foam core boxes, and those like player pieces and whatnot, it's like I would just put them in baggies, and I've created tub boxes for each of the player factions as well. Now, as you can see, it's like from the top section, there is several components to it. So over here will be the player city tiles, the village and the barbarian village and the hut tiles. It's like tokens over here. The map tiles have a separate compartment right over here. Over here you will see it's like there is a cover on top, and if I lift up the cover, you will notice that the start player token, the culture tokens and the coin tokens are in an easily accessible spot. You can just take coins out from here, and over here you'll notice that you will see all the setup tokens, all the culture tokens for every single civilization, and the resource token, the starting resource tokens as well, and especially the extra troop and caravan for certain other civilizations. Over here is the troop cards, and if you just lift this tray up, it just slides out pretty easily like this. And underneath here was all the starting map tiles for all the civilizations, and they go in one box. And actually underneath here is like actually stored like the obsoleted components from the base game, and pretty much all the errata. It's like all the cards that has been errata is like goes there as well. So it just hides some of the ugliness. Well, I personally like to keep these cards just in case I need to. Well, in case there's cards missing, I can use old cards to replace that. The map tiles fits quite snugly, so it's like you cannot just take the whole chunk and just slide it in. It's like you have to do it piece by piece, but well, that's a little bit okay of a trade-off in my opinion. And it's like over here will be a map tiles. It's like you notice they have like no backing at all, and it stores all the map tiles for the base game. It's like from the base game and both expansions. And similarly, it's like you have to slide them in one by one. But I think it's just one of those things that it's like once you set it up, it's like you can just put them back in, and you can just put the box aside, knowing that it's like things you have pre-organized your stuff straight away, or you can just pre-shuffle them and you just bring it to a game line and you can just immediately pick up the appropriate number of tiles and just play the game immediately. So that's the map tiles. Over here would be where the player cards will be at. So it's like each of them has are color coded accordingly. And the wonder tiles that's over here. Wonder cards that's over here. So there's a separator that goes with it. And this is pretty much the highlight and the prime reason I created the insert for, because it's like I would like to have a tray where it's like you can just draw the culture cards from a tray instead of like having to just put them into separate piles and it just wiggles around. It's like that's something I don't want. It's like, and you also have access to the Great Person deck. And the Great Person tiles is in one easily accessible location, and you can just like easily just try to. And it's not that hard to actually find the Great Person tile that you want. And here's are the city states and the ancient wonders that's in here as well, which helps out during. It's like if they come out, it's like it's quite easily accessible from there. And with that tray, you can just put it up here next to the box, and it's just perfect. It's like it's really minimized. It's like it really cut. It's like just these two alone would cut down setup time almost like down to merely like 1 minute. You just take out the tray, put it there, done. Now we go to the middle tier. All the player troop pieces are in baggies, and they go into this narrow slit in between the map tile and the civ sheets. And so over here is like the civ sheets compartment contains the reference cards, and all the civilization sheets are being stored in one spot. How I usually store them is usually I just put it one face up and one face down, just to minimize the amount of space needed for it. And you can see that it's like it sits almost quite. Not quite, it's like it just within the compartment itself, which makes it like pretty awesome. The last two components that is like the segments I have to talk about is the buildings tray. So you can take it out, and it's like you can just take this one out and all of them are sorted by type. So pretty much what you'll do is that you just take them out and you just put them on the board like this, or you can just leave them here, but you kind of need to know how many of each tile is going to be. So it's like you kind of better. It's like it's better to just take them out of the box and just put it here, and you can just place them like this. And over here is that there are the wonder tiles. I will sort them by ages. So it's like the first age goes into one. It's like all the first age goes into one. Second age goes into another tile. And all the third age stuff goes into the third pile. So it has a really nice segmentation to it. So this is once it's done, you can just put it aside like this. And there's the miscellaneous tray of tokens that goes beneath here. So the investment tokens, the wound markers, the development tokens, and the caravan and the fortification tokens goes into one tray, and you go like this. So yeah, as you can see, it's like everything is like I pretty much have set up the game just straight away, just using these these trays, and that's pretty much why I designed this insert in the first place. And to put them back, it's like cleanup is as simple as just sliding them. It's like just sorting the tokens and just slide it back in. Slide this back in. This goes here. This goes here. Sort out the cards. Lift the tray. Put it back here. Put the divider over here. All your cards goes into here. Your coin token, like this, all your coin token sheets. This goes here. Set back into place. Sheets goes here, the villages and huts just goes here. And there you go. Also, you will notice that all the cards has been sleeves, so that's why it's that I have to accommodate. It's like I have to give more space so that there's like all the sleeve cards can go into one spot, and you can see that they are pretty thick. So yeah. And boom goes on top. And the board just goes like this, with the shorter side on one end. Sheets goes back in place. Boom. So it's like the setup and tear down time is pretty much just safe, just having this insert. I will be posting the plans on BoardGameGeek. I will be posting this link in the description showing where you can download the plans for it so that you can make it yourself. And if you like, if you have any feedback, just let me know. Comment in the video. And if there's any requests of other games that you think that could deserve a really good insert, I'll be glad to just listen in and see whether it's the next. Would I make it my next project? Thanks for watching.